Welcome to the deep dive. You know, we often think financial planning is about getting the highest return, right?
Yeah, maximizing everything.
Exactly. But maybe the biggest decisions aren't really about that at all. Advisor Carl Richards put it perfectly, I think. He said, basically, forget the textbooks. Real life. It's messy. It's unpredictable.
And that messiness. That's exactly what we're diving into today. We're looking at More Than Money, Real-Life Stories of Financial Planning. It's a collection of essays curated by Taylor Schulte and Justin Castelli, edited by Shanna Dew.
Okay.
And the big idea, really, running through all these stories, is that good financial planning, it's more art than science.
More art than science. I like that. So the spreadsheets, the projections, that's just the starting point.
Pretty much. Table stakes, as they say. The real value, the art part, is that whole discovery process. Digging in to figure out what someone really wants, what their life goals are, aligning the money with their actual why.
Got it. Okay, let's make this concrete. Tell me about this first idea, the golden handcuffs situation, time versus money.
Right. So this story is about Josh and Christina, late 30s, high earners, technically doing great on paper.
Okay, sounds good so far?
Well, yes and no. They were completely burning out, felt trapped by their high salaries, classic golden handcuffs, and they were just paralyzed by the fear of making a mistake with their money.
Ah, the fear factor. So how did their planner tackle that? It wasn't just about the numbers then.
Exactly. That's the key. The planner used the numbers specifically to address the fear. They showed them, look, you can actually both cut your income.
Really? By how much?
By 25%. A huge amount. Enough for Christina to try consulting and for Josh to follow this dream he had involving fitness work.
Wow, 25% less income without wrecking their future.
Without wrecking their future or even really changing their current lifestyle significantly. So the value add, there wasn't, some complex financial engineering, the IQ stuff. It was the EQ, the emotional side, giving them permission, essentially, to choose time.
That makes so much sense, especially when you're younger and feeling burnt out. But that trade-off, time versus money, it gets even more complicated later in life, doesn't it? Like with Social Security.
Oh, absolutely. The standard advice is just wait as long as possible, right? Usually till 70.
Yeah, maximize the payout.
But that textbook answer can be totally wrong for some people.
Yeah.
It's so intensely personal.
Okay, so give me an example.
Well, take Leonard. He'd survived cancer twice, lost his first wife, was widowed at 59. He decided to claim his Social Security right when he could, at 62.
Okay, so claiming early. Why?
For him, it wasn't about maximizing the dollar amount years down the line. It was about security now. That modest, immediate cash flow let him and his new wife, Martha, feel secure. And importantly, it let them travel. They took 2 trips to Europe before he sadly passed away at 65.
Wow. So those last few years, that decision gave them quality of life. Those trips must have been priceless.
You have to think they were. But then you contrast that with Paul. Different situation. Successful consultant, good income, Wi-Fi lean also working.
Right.
He did wait, deferred his benefits all the way to 70, used his business income to bridge the gap. Why? To maximize the benefit. And after he died at 82, that larger payment provided really significant long-term security for Eileen.
So 2 completely different choices, both arguably the right one for their specific circumstances.
Exactly. Health, marital status, other income. It all plays a huge role. You can't just take the default advice.
Okay, so we've talked about prioritizing time, navigating difficult life stages. What about taking a huge risk? Sometimes that's part of the plan too, right?
Definitely. Sometimes the goal is the big leap. Look at Bob and Sandy Burke. They were burnt-out corporate VPs, wanted a total change, decided to buy a home care franchise.
Okay, how much are we talking?
About $350,000 for the franchise. But here's the catch. They only had around $40,000 in liquid cash.
Oof. Not nearly enough. So retirement funds.
That was the obvious source. But pulling money out traditionally, they were looking at something like $135,000 in taxes and penalties. Just gone.
$135,000 just in taxes and penalties. Wow, that could kill the whole deal.
Almost did.
Yeah.
But then their planner suggested something called a ROBS plan, rollover for business startup. It's a bit complex, but basically it let them move their retirement money into the new business without those immediate taxes.
Okay, sounds like a loophole. Or just smart planning.
It's a legitimate structure, but high risk. Because the critical part is it meant over 90%, 90% of their investable assets were now tied up in this one single startup business.
Whoa. That is all the eggs in one basket territory. They really went for it.
They did. But as the planner said, eyes wide open, they understood the risk, and guess what?
It paid off.
Big time. The business took off. Last valuation was around $1.2 million, and now they're actually planning that early retirement dream living on a boat.
Incredible. So from golden handcuffs to Social Security timing to literally betting the farm on a new business, what's the common thread here?
I think it's that money, at the end of the day, is just a tool. Whether you're trying to buy back time, find security after loss, or fund a massive dream. The planning part, the real planning, is about aligning that tool with what you truly value, with conviction, making sure the money serves the life you actually want.
Success isn't just the account balance then.
Not at all. As
What?
one of the advisors in the book put it, success is about the joy you give and take, making the most of what you've got.
Right. So if just doing the spreadsheets, the implementation is table stakes, the question for you listening is, what's your real why? What's the personal value, time, security, maybe even a big leap that you need your financial plan to unlock right now?